Yo, what is up, guys? This is exactly how I made $250 trading today. I'm going to be explaining everything about my trade, all my confluence for the trade, how I took this, where my take profit, stop loss, my higher time frame bias, and higher time frame reasoning. So let's get straight into it. So starting straight on the 4 hour, what do I see? We did just sweep this monthly unmitigated gap here, and now we have our monthly internal low. And if you look on the 4 hour, we just respected this 1 hour, this 4 hour gap, and then on the 1 hour you can see we disrespected this range here. So I was thinking that we're just gonna remanipulate this low. Why do I think that? Because look at this type of structure. We have our obvious accumulation that we've been doing for about a month now, and now we have our manipulation, and now I'm expecting a distribution, but we're not gonna have a distribution off just one initial sleep. If you look in the past, the market always repeats itself. You can see, what do? We have the exact same accumulation. Then we hit this monthly unmitigated gap. We respect a 4 hour, and then we resweep, then start a huge distribution. So that's exactly what I'm expecting. Um, and that's exactly what I wanted to happen. I wanted us to remanipulate this low, and that's why I was looking for shorts. Um, and going straight into open. Let's go on the 1 minute. Straight into open. What do? We hit this hourly unmitigated gap, and then we get an instant reaction. Honestly, like this is not a bad trade. It's just like I wasn't really feeling it. I'm not gonna lie. We also had a bit of a rejection wick here. And the LRO was nice, and it did end up playing out. But one thing that I didn't really like is that ES didn't really have any gap, and then the only gap that it did have was a 2 hour, which we left untapped. So the 6 p.m. Manipulation didn't do anything. So honestly, I just wasn't feeling it. It was way too early into the session. Then after that, literally all I had marked out was for the open high into this 1 hour, and then a continuation short. So literally the exact trade that I took was exactly what I marked out. Like I'm always following my plan. Um, so that's exactly what I was looking for this whole time. Like I literally just went to go play basketball, and we were just like chopping this whole time. I wasn't really looking for anything here. We're just chopping. We're just making like really gay candles. Then we finally hit this 1 hour. I lucky didn't even peep this, but this just felt way too reversal for me. Like I wasn't really convicted too much in reversal. I just want to take a con because I felt like I wanted to confirm that we're gonna go lower, especially seeing that we've already swept a pretty major duo. But then here, I'm still playing basketball. I just hop on the charts real quick on my phone. I see, okay, we're pumping up super much. What do I see above? I see that we have this 4 hour internal high here, um, which honestly could be a good duo, but honestly, I wasn't convicted in longs. We also mitigated this 30 minute, which I could still be valid to long to, but we did leave this 15 minute on top, so some little reason to go there. And then we made this 15 minute continuation gap here, which honestly, I I was just not really looking for longs at all. Like I was expecting us to actually inverse this gap and then continue. But honestly, we had the low resistance, we had the DOL, everything. I just was not convicted out of longs. I just felt like a super bare minimum. So honestly, right here, I was just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for my 15 minute. I'm waiting for my 5 minute con here. Then we end up making a 5 minute cont right here. Very small gap, but I thought it was okay. Then we get a super clean stop hunt into this gap with true manipulation. So ES also hit the 5 minute gap. Then just one candle closure, instant displacement down. And then I had a switch since I was trading on my phone because I was playing basketball. I was just like I switched super quickly to MNQ, and then I got a super bad field. But luckily, I still got my 1-to-1 targeting the low hanging fruit. You see, if I would have went for further, then we would have just got stopped at break even, then delivered back to our take profit. So I just went for this 15 minute internal high. And then to even more into the specifics, what makes this trade so good? Um, let's just delete everything we have here. Okay, so overall on the higher time frame, what I want to do, I want to get this lower manipulated. What do we have? We have this whole leg of price action here, and what do? We hit the OTE. So this is a super good spot to reject. And not only is it CE, it's also in line with the gap. So that's something I really like to see. We let it hit perfect CE in the moment. Then what do? We get instant displacement, creating a 5 minute gap here. This one right here. Then what I'm looking for is stop hunt because that's my model. And then going from this high to this low, what do we do again? Let me mark this out. What do we do again? We perfectly hit OTE range again. So higher time frame OTE on low time frame OTE again. Super good spot projection in line with the 5 minute gap. So that's something I really like to see as well as OT. Obviously, we hit 50% of the range on higher time frame and 50% of the range on lower time frame. And then looking on the higher time frame, what is our reason to go lower? What did we have here that I really wanted? If you check on the 5 minute time frame, this is my entry here. What do we have? We just have a whole bunch of low resistance liquidity in line, this whole area here. On top of that, we had this 30-minute internal low right here. And we had no bullish gaps to manipulate. So also like what I like to see is when I was saying that I didn't really like this gap, I didn't really want to use it as gap. I looked, how do we react to CE? What do? We hit CE. This is a potential spot for reversal. So if we're going to be bullish, we should just inverse this gap because what do we have? We have everything. We have our stop hunt. We have our tap into a higher time for PA. We have our CE tap. There's nothing else that we need. And what do? We just print straight death candles down into it, disrespecting this whole entire range. So that just what made me even more confident in this short setup because this 15-minute was not looking like it was going to hold. And not only did we have a bunch of draws that need to be taken out, we also had zero bullish narrative and fair value gaps to use to take us higher. So to continue the price higher, we always need to have fair value gaps, or like obviously in ICT, we need fair value gaps to sponsor prices higher, which we did not have any. So the only thing that we had was this 30-minute internal low, which was my DOL, as well as this monthly unmitigated, which I wanted to be seen reswept, and I'm expecting it to be reswept. Obviously, I don't predict the markets, so I don't know if it will be, but that's what I'm expecting to give us a really good distribution higher, and that's when we're going to start to see very good PA, as well as on the 1 hour. What do we see here? Again, we have this range here, and not on top of all this low resistance leading to my higher time frame DOL, where my drawn liquidity, was also this 50% equilibrium range. So from this high to this low, we had, let me just mark this out better, our 50% range. So when we tap into our 5-minute gap, not only do we get instant displacement, we have low resistance that was generated from the 15-minute, so making it even weaker. Then we have higher time frame low resistance here that this 15-minute gap is defending. So if our gaps want to distribute higher, why is the 15-minute gap losing to a 5-minute gap? So this is the distribution that was led to from the 15-minute gap, which was just not good. Then when we get our 5-minute tap, we get instantly displaced down, killing all this displacement that we got here, proving that this is weak. And what else do we do in retrace this? How does the market move? We also seek out equilibrium. So another draw was here. This is the midpoint. This is the 0.5 of the range, which is equilibrium, which is also my DOL. Honestly, I wanted to take profit here, but I was like, I'm just gonna go for the 1-to-1, easy 1-to-1, and then I just end up smacking 1-to-1 4 contracts and super clear day. I was super confident in this trade, and I had so many confluence lined up, like the higher time frame OTE, lower time frame OTE, the remanipulation, the pattern recognition, like last time, about the 4-hour resweeping this high, resweeping this low, higher time frame draws, lower time frame draws, just super good, protected high. Really, what you need to see in the market and taking trades, you need to see your stop loss be super protected and your take profit be way less unprotected. So what do I see in my trade in this 5-minute comp? What do I see here? We have, this is tapping into 4-hour gap. This is super protected. We do not need a return here, and that's why I was super like not convicted in longs, because I was just so stuck on this bearish bias. And not only do we print wicks as CE on this 1-hour gap, but also for lower time frame, we literally hit every single spot of manipulation. There's literally no reason to go higher. Obviously, we don't hit this higher 15-minute, but we still have everything else lined up. Our stop loss is super high since we hit every single form of gap, and then on top of that, we hit OTE on the low time frame and mid time frame. Then it's a cont as well. So this high is super protected because we displaced away from it. Then we're getting this 5-minute gap here. Then instant disrespect. Again, super protected stop loss with a super unprotected take profit here. And yeah, just super good trade. Trade manipulation, we had everything. And that's gonna be the recap. Thank you guys for watching. A super nice trade, and hopefully you have a good week. Make sure you like, sub, and all that good stuff.